Good morning, students. Our next topic is EPRG framework. EPRG framework was developed by Vint Douglas and Perlmutter and focuses on international marketing operations of the company and the different attitudes towards the company's involvement on the front of international marketing processes and environment. It consists of 4 stages in international operations. So first is ethnocentric orientation. The companies adopting or working in this way believe the home country is superior in nature, and when they seek for the opportunities in the international market, they tend to seek similarities with that of the home country. These companies do not adapt to their product to suit the taste and the requirement of the new market that they are catering to, and conduct little research and study on the international markets. There are no changes in product specification, price, and promotion measures between the native market and the overseas market. The head office is given more importance as compared to the overseas subsidiaries or offices situated in the international market. The norms and policies. The norms and policies framed and followed by the headquarter needs to be adhered and followed by the subsidiary companies in the overseas market. The main advantage of this orientation is that the company saves the cost of hiring the qualified staff in the international market by migrating the staff from home country to the other country. This technique also helps in an affiliated and centralized corporate culture with the synergy of core competencies. Second is centric. So in case of ethnocentric, you can take the example of Nissan. It has ethnocentric approach. Next is rheocentric orientation. The company that follows this approach of the framework studies the similarities and differences in the world and its various operating regions and designs the strategies accordingly. The management of the company figures out the economic, social, cultural, and political similarities between the native area and overseas region and satisfy the similar needs and demand of the potential customer. The cultural and regional identity of India, Pakistan and Bangladesh is quite similar, but Norway and Spain, that both falls in Europe, are very different in terms of culture, climate and transport amongst other aspects. So they possess a strong regional identity. Example of rheocentric approach is like McD, serves the burger without pork and beef, keeping in mind the religious sentiments of the Indian citizens. Next is geocentric. The company following this approach are truly the global players as they display the act and strategy of think global, act local. They view the entire world as their potential market and take effective and efficient steps to satiate the needs and demands of the customer. They recognize the differences and similarities between the native home country and international market and blend their ethnocentric and polycentric views, working out a significant strategy for success. So this approach tries to find a balance between both global integration and local responsiveness, but there is one main disadvantage to it. The national immigration laws and policies may put certain limits to its implementation, and their approach is expensive as compared to polycentric approach. Like you can take the example of MTV. MTV caters to the local taste of India, China and South Korea, with the company broadcasting channels with Hindi pop in India and Chinese music in China. Next and last is the polycentric approach. In case of polycentric approach, the company gives equal importance to every country's domestic market. Every participating country is treated solely and individual strategies are carried out. This approach is especially suitable for countries with certain financial, political, and cultural constraints. So, this is all about the EPRG approach. Thanks.